So Rascal is the kind of cat who wants to reach up and touch you in the face. Because he sees people do that to each other all the time, and he's like...
And he was brought up around babies. You're speaking for you, sir, have some terribly dirty ears.
He does.
Ew, that was gross, Rascal. How did you get this? Your ears are gross.
I don't think she did, but I don't know.
What?
If Grandfather asked if Curie had a special dialogue at the Handybot farm.
Actually, not really, as far as I could tell.
Yeah. So we're close to getting up to level 40, which is actually...
Really good.
Yeah, pretty good progress.
Hey, hon. Would you give me the Q-tips?
Ah, you're going to clean the kitty's
I am
ears.
going to clean a kitty's ears. He doesn't want it, mostly because of the fact that he doesn't know what he wants, but I want his ears cleaner.
Okay, so we need to go in here and check out the Augusta safe house. I might be able to get some long distance shots on the way over there, so...
No, don't fight me on this.
We've been wandering around the wasteland long enough that some things have had a chance to respawn. And somebody else somewhere is having a fight, but that's not my problem.
I know, Rascal, you don't like this. I know, buddy. We're almost done. We are almost done.
Okay, things are getting a bit close.
Nope. We're almost done. Stop. Don't.
You know, it's kind of weird that you always have ghouls in graveyards. But then again, I guess that might be where they're going for munchies.
We're almost done, sweetie. Quit fighting me. This one ear is just a mess.
Someone is nearby. Perhaps they are friendly.
Nah. Sorry, Curie, they are not friendly. Rascal's like, I don't want you poking around my ear. Hold still. We're almost done, buddy.
Okay. Yeah, I remember Curie used to be a lot more pacifist as a robot. I guess now as a human, she's like, no, you cannot take my human body from me. I had to work hard to get this body, and I want it. A proboscis.
There
All
you
right.
go. Good boy. Okay.
Oh, that's disgusting. His ears were very dirty.
It's just one ear. For whatever reason. One ear of his just completely gets disgusting. I don't know why.
Oh god, we just murdered a thriller flash mob, according to Grunt Fodder.
What? No, it's Thriller. Thrill of the night.
So
Yeah, that's all I'm going to do of Thriller. That's all I've got.
yeah. So legitimate critique people have put up about Fallout,
Okay, cut the shit. Who is that?
or Fallout 3 and 4, is that there's less options for peaceful resolutions of things.
That is a fair enough assessment. Rascal's so mad at me. Seriously, Rascal is so irritated at me right now. His tail's twitching.
Aw. Well, you did clean his ears.
His ears needed cleaned. They were disgusting.
You're mine now. Engaging defense. There is something nearby. Identity unknown.
So the drink would be nice.
Hostilities resuming.
Not particular. Wow. that was just pretty epic when he did the whole slow motion swing at me after I popped his head off. And now we're murdering a bunch of raiders. So hey, it is what it is.
Got it.
They didn't want to be murdered. They shouldn't have been raiders. I love how they're building a bonfire here.
Again, I have survived the hostilities. Someone is nearby. Perhaps they are friendly.
Oh, there's a book return terminal. If only I'd known.
Just had to play hero, huh? Ow!
You brought a pool cue to a gunfight.
Combat is quite vigorous exercise.
You know, it's too bad these guys have such terrible equipment, or else I would give some of it to Curie. But it's just not good enough for her. Ooh, there's a safe. Ah, Curie, if only you were so happy about me unlocking and hacking things as other people are.
That's it.
There's still like one raider wandering around here. Cornfire says, hey, I'll have you know, he worked really hard to train to become raider scum. He went to Raider University and everything, adds K-Fizzle. But you know, the funny thing is, well, who knows? But the funny thing is, the gunners have an established rank structure. It does make you wonder if the raiders do, like, you know, do they actually have some kind of hierarchy? Gunfire says he was top 10 in his scum class. Okay, I think I probably have enough asbestos at the moment. So... oh, there's a dead synth here. Guess maybe they took this away from the synths? Okay, we're trying to get up above. So our target is somewhere around here. Ruined computer. Machine gun turret. And a couple of railroad... ooh, they were killing railroad agents. Wow. This did not go so well. And there's an elevator. Do not know exactly what happened here, but target area is that way. I think I might have to go up the elevator and then around, because everything else is blocked here. This might be a bit more involved than we thought.
Going up. Sixth floor.
Yep, it's... yeah, we're having to do the whole up and down and all around thing. Beer bottle, a lit cigarette, and a short hunting rifle. Ah, it's another turret. You can always tell by that beeping sound when you're dealing with a turret. When they do that beeping sound, when they lose track of you.
So it is. I am back.
Yay, booze! So there's a raider somewhere around here. I don't know exactly where. Ah, well, I think he might have
I
seen
think he might have seen ya.
Hey, who's there? Nothing there now.
Your mum.
What the? Shit's got ambush all over it. Someone there?
I said I'm not your mother last night, and he took offense to that.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think that the Raiders go to university. I think that's academy or maybe.
No, they go to community colleges.
That's what I mean. It's like like police academy. It's like Raider Academy, or really, really basic community college.
Yeah.
Really basic. I mean, I'm not dogging community colleges.
I graduated from one
You
at one point.
graduated from one at one point, so I mean, I never went to one, but that
Jittery. She was right.
top 10 in his scum class. Really?
Someone tore up Easy City.
How many were in that class?
10.
About time someone.
So he was the highest graduate. That's like saying that I was the top. That needs to be your priority.
Yep, definitely getting the missile launcher guy. I didn't just hear something, I saw something. And I gotta level up.
I'll be honest, I kind of.
Feel bad for the dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just being dogs.
Butter says top 10 of his scum class. He was number 8.
Than I was led to believe.
Okay.
Did he just lose a forearm?
Yep.
Nice. Wow. You know, it's amazing. For somebody who doesn't enjoy...
Fighting.
Well, who doesn't... It's not enjoying fighting. It's more a case of, I don't enjoy, war movies.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm okay with this because... I think I'm psychologically able to put up a buffer.
Fair enough.
I guess that's the long and short of it, is that this is a case of
It was not
put up a
locked at
buffer.
all. Oh wait,
Nice.
you did this?
That's right, Curry. Be impressed. Be very impressed.
Yellow box behind you.
Okay, I was checking to make sure none of those were beer bottles.
You'll run out of bullets at some point.
Or actually
No,
had
there's
beer in
only
them.
8 in his class. He came in 10th. Thanks, Trump, you.
Ow.
God, that's a sick burn, and I can totally appreciate it. I'm almost crying. Like, on the inside, like, literally.
Boy. I would say throwing a Molotov cocktail at me is indeed unusual behavior, because most people know better.
Well, they don't recognize you as a near Popo.
Popo the genie.
Well, he's alive.
Well,
Maybe.
For he often said I may be undead, with a dark sadistic glee.
You should grab that assault rifle. You can give it to the Brotherhoods, dude.
Yeah, they're heavy though.
Ah,
They're not worth the money for their weight.
okay. Well, that's... Can you disarm a bottle cap mine?
Yeah,
Psycho.
if you find one. That one wasn't even armed, so...
Well, no, what I mean is, could you just, like, remove the plastic and, take the bottle caps
Oh. You would actually have to set it off.
and then pick up the bottle? That's not worth it.
Yeah. Ooh, there's a ammo box.
Not worth it at all.
Okay, now where's this bugger with his missile launcher? Because I want his missiles, because I got him before I could fire any of them.
I think he's on the other side.
Yeah, I think he is over there. I can't get to him from here, so I need to...
Go upstairs, or did you
Yeah.
come downstairs?
I think I came slightly downstairs. Ooh, somebody stole your sweet roll.
I almost feel something akin to bad for him.
I can understand that. And there's the dead doggo. Like, seriously, can't I just throw a sausage at the dogs and make them my friends? I can always eat them.
Ooh. So you're willing to eat dog, but there's a lot of other things that you won't.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, we're going for some sweet roll. Say
Right.
what? You know that? Wait, what's on that counter?
It's
I'm
just
just
a bottle.
making-
Oh, you're right. It's an actual beer. Good catch. Your alcohol sense is indeed strong.
The alcohol sense is strong in this one. Yeah, let me tell you about the time when.
So there I was.
So there I was. Going to Nana's house. And I caught my uncle out back with his own stash of beer. Literally something that happened. He had his own stash of beer, and every so often he would just go out of the house, go back to his stash, and pull out a new stock.
Okay.
Did I mention that I have some alcoholic uncles?
Somehow that does not surprise me based on what you said.
They don't admit it. They don't say that they're alcoholics. I mean, no, you don't do that. Wait, was that Curry?
Yeah, she's just wandering around.
Curry, for God's sakes, quit making me freak out and think that you're trying to kill me. Okay.
So,
But yeah.
How do I get over to
But
here?
yeah, so I have some alcoholic uncles who don't claim to be alcoholic uncles, even though they are totally alcoholic uncles. It's a thing. You know, I'm not the only one. We all know an alcoholic uncle, even if they're not related to you, but you call them uncle. Or whatever.
Not even touching that with a 10-foot pole.
Not even with somebody else's 10-foot pole.
Fact.
But yes, the thing is we all know somebody who sits there. Beer bottle. Okay. Hey, I figure best check them all out. Gotta catch them all.
So I cannot quite get to that guy with the missile launcher, I think.
I think you should be able to. I actually wouldn't suggest using borax and sugar in a still. Sugar is fine. Borax, not so much. Borax is actually likely to kill you.
Wait. Oh, do I need to...
Yep. Well, I think you need to jump there.
I don't even know how you get around to that spot.
Well.
Wait. So you need to go down here
And up.
and up.
And up.
And...
Wait. Honey, there's a duffel bag.
You're right, and there is a little tunnel here.
I think you could have gotten that.
So there he is with his 4 missiles.
should wash your
And a machete. Oh, and there's a yellow box. Anyway, but yeah, it's a really bad. Ooh, there's another one.
There
But
we
yeah,
go.
it's a really bad idea to try to use borax for anything that you're going to ingest. I mean, you might be able to ingest it, but I don't know how well it's going to work after the fact.
Yeah, I love the fact that these hideouts, they just have this like central pit.
You grabbed the thing out of that stim pack box, right?
Yep.
Okay. Just checking. And where was the duffel bag?
I grabbed it.
You already got the duffel bag?
Yep. I am quick.
And you have somebody wandering around here that needs killed. Apparently. No.
Did you not get the memo?
Borax doesn't give you killer powers. Borax just kills you. Sadly, with borax, you are like the ant.
We may not
There's a reason why I sit there and I use borax to kill fucking ants. It does it well. It does it really fucking well.
Okay.
Every set of ants that I have ever used borax on have never come back. It helped a lot after I ate that ant nest as grunt fodder.
Unknown.
I don't think that that's how it's supposed to be. I don't think that's how you're supposed to ingest it. You're not supposed to ingest.
But hey, it works. Then again, you had the grandmother who would smear Vicks Vapor Rub on the back of her throat as a cough remedy.
Yes, that's the same grandmother who died of lymphoma.
And we're not shocked by this.
And, you know, after the fact, as an adult, I can sit there and say, ah, and that's really about it. But when I sit there and I look at it as a child, it didn't make sense to me. But then again, I'm the same child who sat there. I don't know, did I ever talk about my grandmother coming home from the hospital?
I don't know that you did.
I don't know. Maybe Grunt Fodder, since I know he's been here somewhat regularly. It's between him and B-Man, they'd probably remember it.
Attack. Repeat. We are under. My God.
So, when my grandmother
Augusta's not gonna make it.
came back from the hospital
Any second.
the last time, I don't remember her going. I mean, I was like 3 years old at the time, so take that for the grain of salt it is. My grandmother went to the hospital via... okay, I don't know how she got to the hospital. I really don't care. But after the fact, there was a beer bottle on the side to your right, by the way. I don't know if it's a beer or if it's a beer bottle. But there you go. But yeah, so my grandmother, and a yellow box to the other direction.
It's a beer bottle.
Bottle, but there's money. Okay, and bottle caps. And there's more money.
Yep.
Okay. But yes, so my grandmother came home from everything. And she'd spent some time in the hospital. And... okay, so this was back in the 80s. Anybody knows anything about the 80s is that EMS and the cops dressed pretty similarly.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, you sit there, you see a cop, you see an MS. Especially if you're a young kid.
Mm-hmm.
They look virtually identical. I mean, so. But yeah, so my grandmother was brought home via emergency medical stuff. And she comes home, and I'm 3 years old, and the EMS wheel her in to the house, and they put her in bed and everything. And I'm just watching it kind of wide-eyed, as a 3-year-old would.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And I look at it, and I'm just like, holy shit. There's shit going down. And I know it. Somebody's lying to me. Deathclaw? Deathclaw!
Yeah.
Hello, Deathclaw. It'd be better if you were upstairs, but, why did this trigger it?
Oh, he is down here in the basement.
Yeah, but anyway. Was your grandma arrested for cancer? I don't know. I mean, you know, eventually it did kill her. You know, but you know, I was about 3 years old. Grandma sat there, came home from the hospital. Or at least I was told she came home from the hospital. What actually happened, I don't know. You know, but I was told that she came home from the hospital. At least later. So, Grandma comes home from the hospital, they put her in bed, and they wheel the gurney out. And my mother and father are in the living room. And I walk into Grandma and Grandpa's bedroom, and I walk in and I walk up to Grandma and I say, eyes huge as saucers. Grandma. They said that you went to the hospital because you were sick. But I saw the policeman. Where were you really? Now, according to my parents, that was the last time Grandma laughed that hard
For the rest of her
for the
life.
rest of her life because she didn't live that much longer. And so that was the last time that she was laughing so hard she hurt.
Yeah.
She sat there and was like holding her side, laughing at the fact that I was like, I saw the policeman. Yeah, you tell me that. But I don't trust you. God, I was this way then.
You
I've
were.
always been this way. This was no shock. This shouldn't have come as a shock to anyone. That I am the way I am should never have come as a shock. Grandma was arrested for cancer. So put your hands behind your back, then drop and kick your tumors away from you. You know, if Grandma could have done that, I'm sure she would have. I'm sure
a
she
lot of
would.
rads.
I'm totally sure she would have. But, it wasn't too long after that Grandma died. Which actually leads to another air
Fun
quote,
story.
air quote, fun story. So my older sister and my older sister was about 7, because I was 3 when my grandmother died, and so she was 7. God, if anybody ever sat there and looked at all of the details that I give with the story time with Nancy, they would know exactly who I was.
I wouldn't bet on that necessarily. There's a lot of people who have a sister 4 years older than them.
That they would have a ballpark. They'd have a fun story. Fun story. Yeah, that's right. Okay, sizzle, that shizzle, that the air quotes make it.
Yeah.
Make it till you take it, right? So, yeah, at Grandma's funeral, you know, as a 3-year-old, or even as a 7-year-old, you have really no cognitive, you don't really have any kind of cognitive understanding of what a funeral is. So, we had our funeral, the funeral for Grandma, in a nice little funeral home that was local. And they sat there and they're like, okay, now you have to understand, there's a decent number of nieces, or of grandchildren.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I'm taking it from my perspective, nieces. They're grandchildren to grandparents. And a lot of us, probably about a third of us, are all young grandchildren. Okay. So we have no fucking clue what the hell is going on. There's a box and Grandma's in it. And that's about all we really get. Because there's a box with Grandma in it, there's people crying, there's a line of people to talk to Mommy and Daddy and everybody else, and then there's another room that's got a bunch of snack food.
Ha! By the way, K Shizzle's Ultra Bindu. The person who has done so many delightful arts.
Yay! Okay, I love delightful arts. So anyway, most of my young cousins, which I think at the time there was only one, or I think there was maybe 1 or 2 of my cousins who were younger than me.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else hadn't been born yet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Any of the younger ones had not been born yet. So I was like, okay, alright, let's roll with this. This is me talking now, as I was then.
Mm-hmm.
And then my older brother gets into the mix. So you have to understand, my older brother's 6 years older than me.
For every synth that makes it out?
6 years older than me. Which means he has an idea of what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, he was 9.
He was 9. He had a clue.
Safehouse was destroyed by the Institute.
My older sister, who was 4 years older than me, or actually 3.5, and some change, didn't really have a clue, but kinda knew more than a 3-year-old.
Yeah. And actually, as a side note, our older brothers are both 6 years old and were born on the exact same day.
Yeah, which is also the same day that my dad was born. My brother-in-law was born, and a month later, the same exact day of the month that my sister was born. So this is just gets kind of all kinds of insane.
Yeah, but the 2 brothers being the exact same
2 brothers,
age.
a brother-in-law, and my father all being born on the same day.
Yeah.
All 4 of those. It's like...
But anyway, your brother got in the mix.
But yeah, so my brother got in the mix, and he told us...
I have a mission for you. Without increasing
Hi, Pam.
of synth traffic flow.
I'll hold off on a minute
Entire
with this
organization
whole
being
story.
compromised.
Yeah.
Increase daily.
Because Pam is like a probability robot.
Distribution center needs to be established.
Bless you.
Excuse me. That was
get to set up a new
felt
base.
nice.
Engine's temperature is irrelevant to this conversation. Mission details commencing. Pacify the target location.
I see, like some people,
Fortify
she's got a
position to protect
she's got a
current
stick
and
up
future
her
railroad assets.
shoulder,
New
where most
distribution
people
center
seem to have a
will be
stick up their
codenamed
ass.
Mercer
Yeah.
Safehouse.
That
Good
explains
luck.
things. Thank you for not letting me be the only one burping,
Yeah.
because more often than not, that is the case. Huh. Anyway, wait. Was that bourbon?
Rum. It was a rum bottle.
Oh, drop the bottle.
Wait,
Leave
was
it.
was Pam drinking the alcohol? Is she the bender? Excuse me.
Nope, that was
Excuse
me.
you. Anyway,
That
tell
was-
your
that
tell
was
your
totally
story.
me. Anyway, so my brother
Dangerous place
told us.
for anyone in my way. You need
Okay. I'm sorry. I have to mentally prepare myself for this story to a small degree, because I sit there and I look back at it and I'm just like, I can't believe. And then I realize, yeah, I was a dumb child, because all children are dumb to some degree.
Excuse me.
There's no brilliantly smart, really brilliantly smart children. That's just not probable. Anyway,
You scanned me.
so
without
my
consent?
brother told me,
Those conventional tests are
and my
garbage.
sister,
Okay, if you
and I totally didn't understand what the hell was going on. My sister had a slightly better understanding of that something big was going on, but my older brother,
Yeah, I've eaten food.
he
knew
he had his finger on the shit and knew that what he was doing was wrong. And I'm gonna say that at the beginning here, before I even get to it.
the institute is in your blood.
If true,
It's
that's
like a
terrifying.
big bootied
If you
woman
had a shred of evidence
in
for
your
any-
blood,
Agreed. Quite terrifying.
or something. I don't know.
If you really want to be safe, let me give you a little shot. There's the motor. Says no one has to, but it will kill those little robots.
There's battery acid in that serum of yours.
Nuke an omelet without irradiating some eggs.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, now you
That's what I'm talking about. You see, that is the reason why giving yourself a shot is difficult. Okay, anyway.
Now you're encouraging me.
you get it, man. I make things around here. You go and do it. You do whatever, and come back, and I will set you up.
Can I just sit here and say, right this minute,
Awful. You trying to kill me?
That feeling is the price of freedom, man. Live free. Now, I got all these ideas in my head. So building time.
you know, Tinker Tom, you're up
Hey, I
to
got
no good.
everything you field agent types need. Even a few Tinker Tom specialities.
You can hear your heartbeat. That's never good. Nano
don't need
machines be
Well,
gone.
you need something like
That
Maybe it's
is a fair enough description of what he just gave you.
Oh crap! I am near dead.
Omelets? Sweet roll? Squirrel bits? Are those charred squirrel bits?
And a couple of blood packs.
Why don't you throw a couple, Okay, fine. Do it that way. That works.
So what did your brother tell you to do?
Okay, so my brother, in his infinite wisdom, told my sister and I, you know, Grandma's just sleeping.
Of course he did.
Of course he did. He said, Grandma's just sleeping. And, you know, so you need to sit there and you need to give her... You need to do something. And I don't remember exactly if it was that you had to sit there and touch her, or you had to hug her, or, you know, or you had to try to, you know, kiss her cheek or what have you. I don't remember exactly which permutation of this he decided to go with. Okay? But as with most funerary
Arrangements
and performa, I'm gonna go with that. You know, you get in line and you end up going up to the casket. And you sit there and, you know, when you're Catholic, you sit there and actually, I think most brands of Christian end up doing this. A lot of them do. So you sit there and you kneel and you pray over the dead.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Okay, a 3-year-old and a 7-year-old don't know any better. Okay? But so my sister sat there and decided to hug Grandma's corpse.
Yeah.
Oh, God. So she hugged Grandma's corpse. She got a lot of issues.
So, by the way, we're doing Grim Reaper Sprint. Any kill in VATS has a 15% chance to restore all of your action points. So
Is that the one that you were wanting to go with, or was there another one?
This one. Because that will sit there and it will give you can go right back and you'll have a full VATS meter.
Potentially. There's a 15%. It goes 15, 25, 40?
Something like
5
that.
or 50?
So that's pretty awesome.
That's a good perk.
So your sister went up there and did something.
So my sister and I, we went up there and, you know, we're just sitting here following along to what the adults are doing. And we sit there and we, you know, assume the position of, you know, humble toddler.
Yeah.
Damn. And whatnot. And we sit there and we're like, okay, well, we're gonna sit here and do this. And
Your sister?
my sister... Lee, my sister, she sits there and she hugs Grandma.
Which, you know, probably made some people have a tear to their eye and so on.
Well, yeah, there's probably some people who were like, oh my God,
That's so sweet.
this is a child who's so close to Grandma. But the only thing that I really remember about Grandma was that she was in a blue coffin, wearing a blue dress. And before that, the last thing I can even actually remember is her chasing me around the yard with a fly swatter.
Because that was Grandma.
Okay, one of the last things I can remember. But yes. So she sits there and she hugs Grandma, and Grandma doesn't move, and Grandma's cold.
And
everybody around is all probably like, oh my gosh, look at this child who's so affectionate to her grandma. And Lynn kind of, sort of, totally freaked out because Grandma wasn't coming back. like my brother said she would. And we ended up going back into the snack rest area room.
Mm-hmm.
And we just sat there and we're like, oh, holy God. And, you know, how do you explain to a kid you just hugged a dead woman? Like,
kind of the same way you write a condolence letter to a 9-year-old.
fuck.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so, you know, it was kind of traumatic, and my brother had quite the chuckle out of the whole thing because my brother at the time.
Do you mention that your brother was born on Friday the 13th?
No, I did not mention that. He was born on Friday the 13th, and he was a little bit of an asshole. He's improved,
Yeah,
like a fine wine.
He's still with us. He's improved. He's not an asshole, or at least not nearly the asshole he was at the time. And so, you know, I sit there and I'm like, And so, you know, oh God, that doesn't even get to the funerary, you know, the funerary insanity that I could procure. I mean, you know, for somebody who hasn't gone to a funeral in like the last 10 years. You have a lot of stories.
I have a lot of funeral stories. It's kind of weird. I like, okay, the weirdest funeral that I think...
Pause for a second.
Has your brother grown out of telling people to molest corpses?